Hey guys, welcome to this week's Q&A here with Rob M. Lyon. I am in the brand new studio. As you can see, this nice fancy backdrop behind me. It does feel kind of real. It's not phasing out at all. But I spent some time and some serious money investing in putting a new um, uh, system together for this and for doing TV shows. And I've got all kinds of microphones around me and cameras in front of me. And it's pretty cool stuff. And in the far distance, I actually see a TV and things going on. So guys, I'm glad to be with you today on this week's Q&A. And I've got numerous people actually here on the session today. It is a Tuesday afternoon. What is today's date? Today is December the 13th, 2022. So we are just going to start the Q&A session for this week. I have my work shirt on, so if you see my New Jersey's best on, I am actually in between going to look at job sites and stuff today. We're pretty busy right before Christmas, so I hope your service business is the same, and I hope the holidays are bringing you a lot to be thankful for, and that you are doing well. So we're going to start this week's Q&A. Let's see. My first question I have is, bear with me here. I can't see it, but I have my little streaming app and things that are going on in front of me here. This one comes from Trevor Thomas. Hey, Trevor, what's going on? How important is marketing and where should I invest my money in? Ooh, that's a loaded question. Okay. How important is marketing? I'd say marketing is probably the most important thing next to learning the trade you're going to learn. And I will tell you, it can be a close equal. Um, I kind of use this scenario always about it. You know, in the mafia lore, in history of mafia, there is the boss, there's the underboss, and then there's the consigliere or the advisor. The consigliere and the advisor and the underboss are actually considered somewhat the same to the boss themselves. And I want to say marketing would be your underboss and consigliere would be, you know, your your skill and your trade. So I would say they're pretty equal, but I mean, you can't really do the job without knowing your job. I mean, no matter what kind of training you do or whatever you do in your business in order to build things up, it's not going to really matter if you don't know your trade. So if you're a plumber, you really have to know your plumbing trade, your HVACA trade, your plumbing, your painting trade, your tile and grout cleaner like we are, a carpet cleaner like we are. I mean, you really do have to know your trade. Oh, let's just move up here a little bit. So I would say they're pretty equal, but you have to know your trade. I mean, that's a baseline to it. It's sort of like, you know, if you want to be a race car driver, you have to have a race car in order to do it. You can have all the skill in the world to do it, but if you don't have the car, it doesn't make much of a difference. So I would say that is a good question, Trevor. So thank you. I appreciate. Hope things are well with you. Marketing is extremely important. I mean, marketing is the food that fuels you. So if you it's your body and your body is your business and your infrastructure is you, it's the food that keeps you alive. And I would say marketing is a crucial part of that. Of course, sales is important. We won't get into that right now, but marketing is obviously the better the marketing, as I say in the program, and I say in different things I talk about. Marketing is vital to the growth of your business. Marketing is essential to the fact that you're going to really scale out your business. You know, even as a one or two truck company, you need to have proper marketing in place. So I would say, yeah, you have to have it. What is the most efficient marketing? What I say. So, Trevor, I know a little bit about your business, and I won't say where you're from, because that's between you and I. But I know a little about your business. You are a multi-truck company. I'd say, I think if I'm not mistaken, you're 3 to 4 trucks, and you are out in the Midwest area. So, um, I would say for you, you have a big customer base that I know of. So I would say, um, you know, continuous marketing to your market base would be the number one thing I would do because they already know you, they already trust you as Tuck Tape Mark, know, like, and trust. John Jantz talks about. They already know you, so they are the people that can spread the word and get you out there a lot quicker or in front of a lot more people. So I would say, Trevor, definitely that would be the first way I go about it. The second one I would probably do with your business is because I know the location area and you're not in a metro market, but you're in a close to metro market. So you don't really go into your main market as much, the big city areas. You kind of stay on the outskirts and the rural. So I would say a good SEO campaign. Of course, it's going to take a while. It's not something that's done overnight, but I would say SEO is the best way to invest. When you're in a major market, SEO is harder to do because there's so many people doing it. But that would be my input on it. I would say you definitely start with your own customer base, your own client base, I should say, and then market out from there. And I think that probably be the best way to go. It. And I think after that, SEO. I know Google My Business is a good one. We use it occasionally in our business during slower periods. We don't use it every day. I do like it. I actually really like the platform, but we're so busy with our other programs in place. Our just basically two I just mentioned right there, that it's hard for us to keep we could work 7 days a week, every week if we wanted to, just because we have so many deep roots already built up between our reputation mastery we talk about in the program, and between continuing to market to our current base. And actually, we're going to be amping that up next year to a different program called Royalty Rewards. That's big in the restaurant automotive business, but we're going to be working with that going into next year, just to make it more on autopilot. And SEO. I mean, we hit SEO hard. We hit SEO hard, and I'll tell you a quick story. And Trevor, I think you actually know this story, but we started using SEO when COVID hit. We put a huge amount of money down to get the program going, and because we were going on a grand scale, and that's COVID basically hit as soon as we were going to start. But a lot of companies were pulling back and not doing it because they were concerned that were they going to have enough business, or they going to have enough things to keep the business going. And they scaled back, or they stopped doing SEO altogether. We knew it was going to take us at least 6 months to a year to even make a dent. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to plow into this. Between the people that are backing away and me plowing forward, I think we might get some traction. It turns out it was a good, but a big gamble. So I would do it over again if I was to say it. So hopefully that answers your question. So Trevor, hope all is well with you out there. I know you guys got a little bit of snow going on. Let me see what else I got here. Next question is from Tom Lee. Tom, systems are a broad subject and a bit overwhelming. Where should I start? These are good questions today. I like it. Systems. So a system is everything you do. Okay. Everything from the time a system is it from the time you get up in the morning to brushing your teeth to, going to your office to getting the trucks prepped to whatever you're doing. So that's a system. Everything in your life is a system. It's a routine. A routine is a form of a system. So you're at the core, you're doing it in the first place. So all systems are pretty important. I would say with your business, and I don't know exactly what you do, but I know I recognize the name a little bit. So, Tom, systems, if you're in a service-based business, I would say having your business run as efficient as possible. Obviously, marketing systems are in place. We just discussed that on the last from Trevor and the last person we talked to and about. But I would definitely say systems would definitely be your infrastructure in your business, making your business as lean and as efficient as possible. One of the things we teach, not to make this a plug, in my 7-figure premium positioning course, is about how to narrow down on those specific positioning measures in order to maximize what you have. The big thing about the program, it's not a big money where you got to go and spend a whole bunch of money in advertising. It isn't about that. Marketing and sales are part of the program, but it's really about fine tuning those measurements in the program. So I would say, if I was to look at that, I would say definitely your systems in place with your efficiency in your business. I'm not saying, you want our program, or you might even have a program. I don't know. But look at it from the standpoint that that's definitely something you want to have as lean as possible, because once your business is running lean, like a vehicle is running lean, it's running efficient, running on all 4 cylinders, running on the right gas, the right oil, everything, all the fluids are topped off in your car. If you're running lean with your business, that's the time you can start scaling and adding other marketing assets into your business. But I would say generally right now, make your business as lean as possible. I hope that helps with that. Next question we have. Hold on one second here. Okay. This one comes from Lynn. No, hey, Lynn, how are you? Lynn is a client of ours. So I was told I need to develop a brand. Okay, I'm not sure. Yeah, I guess so. I'm going to go with this one, see where it goes. How important is that for my painting company? So Lynn and her husband John own a painting company. I believe they're up near they're up in the north. I want to say Minnesota area, or I think Minnesota area is where they're at. And you were told by somebody to develop a personal brand. I apologize. So, how important is a personal brand for your business? So, I will say that the person that told you that is actually, I would agree with them. I'd say it's a pretty smart and pretty astute thing to say, from my opinion. Personal brands are important. Like I have a personal brand. Rob M. Lyon is a personal brand. People know me. I get work with my other business because of me, and vice versa. I get work personally with myself from my business. So New Jersey's Best is pretty well known in the market we're in. We really in two major counties in New Jersey, on what's referred to as the Jersey Shore, Ocean and Monmouth County. We do go outside that occasionally, but generally it's very rare. We don't really have to. The population's there, our reputation's there enough, our marketing, our saturation, our impact, our the whole gamut when it comes to the area. So we don't go outside that yet. We may expand outside to different markets, but we're so busy with what we're doing in these two counties, with population and what we built up, that it makes no sense to go otherwise. So long story forward and short, or long, however you want to look at it. Um, a personal brand is a great thing. So if you're a known to go to person, in what you're doing, it can be very, very good. So let's say you're Lynn Novi. So Lynn, sorry about that. So Lynn, if you have a reputation for running, I won't again mention the name of the company. We don't want to go there. You're running your painting company up there in Minneapolis, and they know you as the person that works or is affiliated with that company, and you've built a little bit of your own personal brand that can be part of it. It's very tough to make a personal brand out of your business, but it's a lot easier to make a personal brand out of you and your affiliation to your business, similar to what we do locally. With Rob M. Line, it's nationwide. It's actually worldwide, so that can go anywhere. With New Jersey's Best, it's obviously New Jersey, but it's specific to two counties. So outside that, we are known. There are people that know about us in Middlesex County and Somerset County, and down Atlantic County, we get that as well, and Mercer County going out west. But it's not our marketplace. And we will go out there for a bigger job, or if it's a big referral for one of our customers or clients, but it's rare. And they can associate the personal brand with me associated with the business. Another example in our reviews, obviously when I started the company, it was me, myself, I. So when I started collecting reviews, it was a lot of Rob, and it's still a lot of Rob now, because I still go out there in the trucks from time to time, depending on how we're staffed. And they know me. So if they write up in the review, hey, Rob was great, or whatever, or Jim was great, or John was great, or, whoever the technician was that went out to the house. But they know me from looking at that. So when I go into a home and they say they've hired us from reviews, I'll say my name if I'm out there, and I say, "Oh, you're the guy they wrote about on the reviews." So I built my own personal brand along with the business. Again, Rob M. Lyon is a coaching, consulting, and educational, type of entity, where the other one, we're doing strictly service work in homes currently every single day. And it's one of the things that I want to keep as long as possible, still maintain and run a service business while running this. Sometimes it's a challenge, but it's a good challenge to have. So your personal brand around you, and you can associate or correlate that to your business. So I hope that helps. All right, we got time, I think, for one more in this session. Let's see what I got here. Ron Wavershack. Oh, Ron is actually a local guy, so I know Ron. Ron is from the region itself. Ron runs a service company, and that's as far as I go with it. But Ron has a company. His family name is pretty well known around here. So I pay a high hourly rate. But should I have let me get this straight. I pay a high hourly rate, but should I have incentive programs? If so, what works? Ron Wavershaw. Okay. So Ron, yeah, we know each other very well. In fact, we go to lunch um, somewhat often. So I'm grateful to have you here today to go over this for the Q&A. Ron is a client, just like Lynn Novi is as well, and Trevor Thomas as well as a client of our company. So we got a lot of them on today. I pay a high hourly, but should I have incentive programs? Well, I think you know what I'm going to say here, and we know each other well enough to know it. The answer is yes. I think if there's no skin in the game for anybody there, there's no reason for them to overproduce for your business. Now, I know years ago when I was coming up in my company, and people I worked for the first 17 years of my career, um, you just want to do a good job. But as you went, you wanted the incentive or the carrot, a little carrot you're dangling up there, in order to give them a little extra incentive. So I would say a high hourly rate. I kind of know what you pay, and you do pay very well. There's no question about that. I would say keep your pay rate at a fair and competitive rate above your competitors, if at all possible, which I know you are. So I think that's there. And I would think maybe a smaller incentive program, not necessarily a bigger incentive program at this point, because your hourly rate is so high, your margins are going to be getting pretty close there. So I would say have an extra incentive program, or as I talk about in the program, I'm just thinking about this now, and you actually have the program, so might want to go over and visit that too as well, or just take a rehash course in it, or rehash in it, and I can send you the links to where you need to go at. But I would say a group incentive would be a great thing for you, because if you get it as a group, yes, you are spending more, but it's not necessarily a harder goal to achieve, but it's a harder goal to achieve because everybody has to be on it. So now instead of just getting certain people in your business that are going to be top producers, and certain people that are non-producers or low producers, you have to figure out how can I collectively raise the bar. And I think collectively raising the bar would be done as a group contest, as group incentives, as business incentives. If we achieve the goal, we all get it. If we all don't achieve the goal, nobody gets anything. I think that might be the best way to go from an incentive program with your business, knowing quite a bit about the structure of the business, knowing that you probably are one of the higher paying people for what you do in the area. I don't think it's you have to go any higher. You attract people alone just because of reputation, and of course, the pay is a big bonus. But I would say group incentives at this point. I would not do individual incentives because your pay rate's there, and you got to really watch those margins. You can't be too far out of whack with your incentives, where your direct and indirect labor and your incentives are cracking too high of a ceiling or breaking a hole through the ceiling that you can have with your business. Because if you don't have anything to go up to, at some point, you're inevitably technicians are going to make more and more, and then you're crashing through your ceiling onto it. And there's nothing wrong if you can raise the ceiling, you can raise up a little bit, but that you never know if those opportunities are going to come and where and when they're going to come. So I would say do it as a group incentive from that standpoint, and see if that makes the most sense to you. So guys, that's all the time we have for it's actually all the questions we have for today. So that's pretty good though. 4 questions for the Q&A. We're going to have another one coming up next week, so I will let you know. Usually right around this time. Usually we have it in the evening. Today we're able to do it more toward the afternoon. I'll find a bit of an easier time in my schedule in order to make it work. As a couple of running multiple businesses is not the easiest thing in the world, but I do enjoy it. I love it, and I love helping other people too as well. So that's what we do these Q&As for. All right, guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate you joining us for this week's Q&A. We will see you next week, right close to Christmas. All right, have a good day. Thanks, guys.